This episode is presented to you by Draftkings. The crown is yours. Welcome back to Dugout Edition of All the Smoke, coming to you from Atlanta, Georgia, MLB All-Star 2025, man. And we get to sit down with today, man, someone I grew up a huge fan of. 22 seasons in the Major League, over 2,500 hits, over 500 home runs, one of the most iconic, often copied but never duplicated batting stances. Someone who was very outspoken. Definitely want to get into that. Welcome to the show, Gary Sheffield.
Thank you, man. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you. Let's just get right to it. Your batting stance. Yeah. Where did that, very unique, very successful for you, where did your batting stance come from?
Well, you know, when we was coming up, you know, now the kids get to use wood bats at a young age. We didn't do that growing up. So we had aluminum bat in our hand. And the first day I stepped on a pro field, I picked up a wood bat for the first time. And I was losing home runs. I was so quick on the ball inside. I was hitting balls foul, and there was home runs and rookie ball, and I was getting frustrated. And so I got in BP one day, and I just started messing with the bat. You know, you put some stickum on it and start moving it. Mm-hmm. And I said, man, that felt natural. And you know, I used to always hold a bat like that, like Julio Franco. Mm-hmm. But then I started moving it a little bit. And then I said, I'm gonna hit 10 balls to right field. I hit every one of them out the park. And so that's how it started. So what I had to do is I had to create that to slow my bat speed down.
So you picked that up later then?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
And it was just to slow your bat down a little bit.
Yes.
And then your son has a similar stance. How's he doing? I've been following him on Instagram. How's he doing?
He's doing great. Noah is a special kid, man. Mm-hmm. I've always said that about him. He's never gotten in trouble. He's one of them kids that he loves the game so much, and he works at the craft. You know, he's at Florida State now. Right now he's in summer ball. Okay. And the Maddux down in.
He'll be a sophomore?
Sophomore. Yeah.
Okay.
Going into the sophomore year.
Yeah, I've been following him from afar.
Oh, yeah.
We talk about Allen Iverson when it comes to basketball context about his impact on and off the court, right, and his style and the way he moved and kind of just his aura. Mm-hmm. You had a similar, to me, impact when it comes to chains and golds and kind of just authentically being you. Yeah. One thing about the NBA is after a while they eventually embraced. I don't necessarily, did you feel like they embraced your style and what you were about when you came with it?
Oh yeah, you know, people got to understand where it comes from. You know, me and John Smoltz was on the flight last night and it was on a red eye. And we talked the whole night about just that because he knows me very well. We're teammates. And it's all about, you know, letting people be themselves. And I got it from, my uncle was Michael Jordan at the time, Dr. K, on the building in New York City. And I saw how the pressure of being perfect for the world. Yeah. And he was speaking based on what Jay Horwitz, the PR department, told him to say this, say it this way, keep your image this way. But remember, I'm that 4-year kid behind him that looks up to him. And that's my mom's little brother. Mm-hmm. And so when I saw what it did to him, I didn't want that lifestyle. I didn't want to be that famous. I didn't want to be a person that's controlled by PR department because that made him unhappy. Mm-hmm. And I said, I'm not going to be that guy.
I grew up playing baseball, and I feel like there's a certain stigma that baseball coming up was a particularly white sport. Mm-hmm. Do you think that has hurt the game of baseball today? We've talked to Barry about this. We talked to Mookie about this, just the lack of black representation in the game. And to me, MLB's inability to embrace black players. What is your thoughts on that?
Well, let's just go back to the beginning. When you talk about Japan, you talk about Dominican, you talk about Puerto Rico, you can talk about any country. You have to pay a posting fee to even entertain talking to their players. Mm-hmm. When Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier, where was the posting fee? Mm-mm. So now there's no more Negro League. So now let's start going back to like, man, that's making me think. Was that done on purpose? See, now what we have to go back to.
Right.
You see, so that's the problem with this whole thing. If we had something to go back to, then it wouldn't be so stressful trying to get into something. Mm-hmm. And that's where we find ourselves now.
So because I grew up watching you. I'm 45, but I grew up watching you. And when I was coming up, seeing all you guys out there made me want to play it. Right. And I think as I've gotten older and I have younger sons now, you just don't see some darker skin, but they're not American players. And why do you feel like there is just a complete loss in the black American baseball player?
The main point, it's a lot of points to it, but I think a lot of things is happening to these kids with these black organizations and travel ball. They plucking them. See, now we played together. We stayed together, one community, and we was one team that nobody can beat in the state of Florida. Till they changed the rules for us. And so when you're talking about having a kid over here that can play, with the best team in the travel ball, they would go pluck him away from his original team, that kids he grew up with and played with. So he understands to play the game a certain way with his group of boys, but when he go to this travel ball team, this elite team, they're playing a bunch of individual play. So they're really not getting better or developing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Doc, one of the greatest pitchers in Major League history. What role did he play in your upbringing?
Whew. That kind of gets to me a little bit, you know, when I think about that. You know, Doc was everything to me. He was like my big brother. That's my mom's little brother. So it's like my mom moved me away from the hood, and then all of a sudden I was dominating where I was playing at in, west of Tampa. And all of a sudden, they discovered a gift. And my granddad said, if this gift is real, then when you come back to the hood. So they brought me back to the hood because all my friends was white, to be honest with you. It was all white. I used to jump ramps, motorcycles, do all the whole thing. That's what I grew up doing. But then they found this gift that I had. And I was the only person that can catch my uncle. And so we used to go from neighborhood to neighborhood, and he would pitch and I had to catch. And just think about it, we didn't even wear a mask. And he said, don't worry about it, ain't nobody gonna touch it anyway. And I remember we're going from neighborhood to neighborhood. If I miss a ball, that ball going down the road. And that would piss my uncle off. And so he was that person that would make me get up every day and train with him. And he used to beat me down out there. And I'm talking about beat me down.
What's the age gap?
4 years.
Okay.
And so if I didn't catch the ball or I didn't hit the ball the way he wanted, he's on me. He's beating me up. Now him and my mom fighting. My granddad would throw the ball back out. Like, go back out there and play.
Yeah, right.
And I just took all kinds of hell from him. You know, it was brutal.
You wrote a powerful article in the Players Tribune about run-in you guys particularly had with some cops in Florida.
Yeah.
You mind sharing that story?
I was going to me, Winky Wright, and buddy of mine.
Boxer.
The boxer, yeah. And Steve Monroe, he's a long drive guy.
Okay.
I was driving my Rolls Royce at the time. And Winky was sitting in the passenger seat and Steve was in the back. And we're proceeding down 75 going to Miami from Tampa. And I get around Fort Myers area and we started noticing like a lot of cops, you know, come around, you know, just out of nowhere. They'll pass me, then want to ride behind me.
Just fucking with you.
I wasn't even worried about it. I was smoking a cigar. I'm driving my car and smoking a cigar. So then a cop pulled next to me and I waved at him. And I guess that must have pissed him off or something. So he kind of fell back and then it kind of got out my visual. Then he came rushing behind me. And I pulled over and I'm smoking my cigar, not doing anything. And basically they had dogs, they had everything. And they dumped all our stuff. They asked me first, can they check my car? I said, no. I said, but you're gonna do it anyway, right? So they said, basically, yes. So now they checking my car on the side of the freeway. They throwing all our stuff on the side of the freeway. So I'm filming him. So now he's getting pissed. So he charges me and he grabs my arm. He grabs my arm and I locked it. And I said, you better let go of my arm, like that. You have no reason to be putting your hands on me. And so he kind of like couldn't force me down. That's when he stopped. And then he looked at the other cop and goes, did you find anything? And they go, no. And then he told me I was free to go. That's just like that.
How long ago was this?
Ooh, man. That was probably like right after I retired.
Okay, so fresh out the game.
Yeah, right out the game, yeah. Fresh out the game. Just trying to relax, go play some golf. I'm retired now, and this happens. Yeah.
It's no secret that your uncle had experiences, you know, had some trouble off the field. What did he teach you just about not only life in the game of baseball, but just life and being able to take pitches as they come, so to speak?
Well, you know, I was the greatest learner because I was the only child.
Okay.
So I'm an observer by nature. And my whole life was about Doc, making sure he get what he want. You know, he was like my brother. Anything I wanted, he would provide it. But I never asked him for anything. But one thing that I learned that stood out more than anything else, it's like you can see people fall and make mistakes. You can either try it and fail at it, or you may succeed and get out of it. But I'd rather look at somebody and see how it makes you look, and that's my learning experience. I don't have to dabble in it to be proved. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. You fucked up. Okay, I'm gonna stay away from that.
That part. And so everything that he did, he taught me what not to do.
It's important sometimes. Yeah. 17 years old. Yeah. The 6th overall pick by the Brewers. Did you play any other sports outside of baseball coming up? Okay.
Yeah, I was going to University of Miami with Maurice Crum. And I was supposed to replace Melvin Bratton at running back. So I go to University of Miami. When I got drafted, it's funny you brought that up. When I got drafted, I thought I was 1-on-1. That's what I should have been. And I would have played on the same team as Barry Bonds in Pittsburgh if that would have happened. So now, here I am, 6th pick. That's automatically $150,000. That's what you get. And back then, so they didn't want to pay me that. So I said, I go to college then. I go to Miami. So I get on campus. Jimmy Johnson was football coach, and Frazier was the baseball coach, and Frazier didn't want me playing football. So I was like, man, I'm gifted in both, right? So he was like, okay, let's go over and check out the practice. They had 16 fights. The University of Miami had 16 fights on the field, and this is practice.
Who were some of the dudes that was playing football at the time when you was in college?
Lonzo Highsmith.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, like when you talk about Michael Blades, Bernie Blade, Benny Blade.
Yeah, the brothers, yeah.
You know, we're talking about these kind of guys. And so I'm the running back, and now I'm seeing a linebacker run down the running back, and all of a sudden I just saw his cheeks just touch and drove him in the ground. I said, I'm going to play baseball.
Yeah, buddy. That's all you.
I wouldn't make it to Saturday.
Hey, the U was different. I can only imagine what you were seeing, man. So 17 years old, drafted by the Brewers. You get called up at 19. You get a chance to play with school legends like Robin Yount and Paul Molitor. What was your experience like, first of all, being so young, and then just kind of learning the ropes of the game?
Well, you know, it was different now. When younger kids come up in the league, they don't have to deal with the hazing. They don't have to deal with a lot of things that we had to deal with. We had a bunch of veteran players, didn't gravitate to young players. Okay. So I had to come in and prove myself. So I did that in spring training. I wound up winning Triple Crown 2 years in a row in the big league camp. And they wound up sending me all the way back to AA. Then the next year I did it again. They sent me back. I was like, what do I have to do?
Oh, right.
But, you know, Robin Yount was like phenomenal, man. He was one of the best teammates I ever played with, veteran leadership, and he leads by example. And if you need to, you know, talk to somebody, he was always there. And so that experience was a culture shock for me, to be honest with you. And being from Tampa, you know, going to Milwaukee, I gravitated to the city gravitated to me, you know, despite what you may hear. You know, I had a great relationship with the people in Milwaukee. I love the city.
Talk to us a little bit about hazing, because there's, you know, sometimes you're a high enough pick where the hazing is below you. Were you a part of the hazing, or did you see some of the younger guys get hazed? And what was baseball hazing like? Because I'm sure it's a little different than basketball.
Well, I got it the most.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, and so after a while, I go along with it, but then at some point now, it's going to stop.
Enough is enough.
And if it don't stop, I'm going to make it stop.
Straight up.
You know what I'm saying? So that's basically what it happened. You know, it's like, I don't play that wearing a dress type stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like what got me is that I had a suit, and I come into my locker and one of my legs cut off. And now, you know, we ain't into no real money.
Right.
I kind of let that one go. Then the next time, you know, I got a dress in my locker that they wanted me to wear. And I'm not gonna wear no dress, you know, but I wore the dress because of the older guys, the pressure they put on you.
What is this, the time frame? Give me the year. What years are this? Like, what's the time frame of this?
This 89.
Late 80s,
89,
okay.
Yeah. So now it's like, that bothered me mentally. And that kind of pissed me off more than before. And I just always knew the game turned me into who I became, because I was so young and I didn't understand media. I didn't understand anything. I'm a country boy from Tampa, trying to find my way through all of this and then perform at the same time at a high level. It was a lot going on for a 19-year-old, I tell you. But after a while, once I spoke out for the first time and I saw the response and I saw how people come at me, I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved every bit of it.
When did you feel like, at what time did you kind of feel like that switch go off, or like you gonna put your foot down and they respecting your voice in that locker room?
Yeah, well, that's when I told them for 4 years to trade me. Every single day. If you're gonna put this boy with Bill Spires in front of me,
trade me.
You better trade me. And I'm gonna come in here and ask for it every day because he shouldn't even be in my conversation. And that's what I demand, my respect. So you don't have to give it to, I'll demand it. I'll do what I have to do because I know I put in the time, I've earned it. Nobody in this organization have done what I've done in the minor leagues. And this is the treatment I get. No, trade me. Yeah.
What's that like though? Because it's there's not social media these days, so this is just face to face. This is real man conversation. You can't tweak that shit. What is that like, and how were you able to perform through that?
It was difficult for me. If I'm not welcome or wanted, I can't play for you.
Nobody can. Really.
I can't do
it.
Because we got a gear, another gear we can go to, and then another gear after that. But I'm not tapping into that. I'm just showing up, putting my work in. I'm not focused on what I need to be focused on. I'm focused on the individuals more than the game. And everything changed for me when Pops came, Dave Parker and Don Baylor. And they was brought there just for me. And I was like, okay, now we got something to work with. So now I remember a reporter tried to stir something up with me, and Dave Parker was standing right next to him. I didn't know it. He was standing right behind me. And when the guy spoke like some ill stuff to me, Dave took over the interview. And that changed my whole life.
Wow.
Because now I had somebody that stood up for me. And now I can just go out and play baseball. Anytime they try to bring controversy to me, Dave Parker always step in.
That's big.
And fight that. And he was like, go out and play. I wound up leading the team in hitting. Then they get rid of Dave Parker right after that. And then I started asking for a trade again. And that's in 1992. That's when they traded me. And I remember it like yesterday when Bud Selig called me in the office. We just finished working out. And I come in and he says, first thing he says to me, we traded you to the San Diego Padres. I ain't even really care to hit nothing else. I got what I wanted. And then he said, whatever you need, you got anything to say? No, I don't have anything to say. I'm gonna show you with this bat. I'm gonna show you
everything, right?
And so now, I come to find out later, Tony Gwynn's wife, Felicia, she was saying how excited Tony Gwynn was.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, that's big.
And when Tony Gwynn is excited,
come on, man.
That's my biggest flex in baseball of all time, winning a batting championship on the same team as Tony Gwynn.
Talk to us about, I mean, that's really when you broke out. That's when you kind of came into your own. You're able to win the batting title, second in MVP voting behind Barry Bonds. Fred McGriff was also, third? Third. Who was second?
Terry Pendleton.
Terry Pendleton.
They called me.
Was he in Atlanta at the time?
Atlanta.
Okay.
They called me though and said I won. So I flew to California to win. Yes.
They told you won?
Yes.
And you ended up finishing third.
Third.
Talk to me about that. How did that happen?
You talking about turning bitter after that. I was like, I used to hear all the time about errors and making errors. I had made 14 errors that year.
Okay.
And I won the batting title.
Okay.
I lost the home run title. I still hit a home run in the last game, but Fred hit 2.
Okay.
And then Darren Dalton drove in 6 runs. I drove in 3. That's how I lost the Triple Crown.
Wow.
The last game of the season.
The last game.
So I knew I won, but we came in 3rd place.
Okay.
So they tell me that I won the award. So me and my dad, we fly down and we're sitting in the lobby just waiting to walk in and give the speech. Next thing you know, they say, oh, been a change. I see Barry Bonds and his dad walk by. And I said, well, what happened? They said, well, they probably gave it to him because he had more stolen bases.
So they told you won MVP. You go there, and then the bullshit happened.
And when that happened, I tell you, I kind of lost respect for the award.
Yeah,
I did.
Understand.
Because I know Barry Bonds, like that's like having a Michael Jordan. You gotta slay the giant.
Hell yeah.
Now, he's putting up phenomenal numbers, but he didn't put up the numbers I put up with the batting championship. But here's the craziest thing about that year. I want you to look up how many times that me and Tony Gwynn came to the plate, and I will tell you off the top of my head, almost 1,200 times. Guess how many times we struck out? That's what you need to find out. Tony Gwynn struck out 17 times. I struck out 35 times.
That's it.
Combined teammates with 1,200 plate appearances.
Crazy.
That'll never be done ever again.
Talk,
and nobody talks about it.
Talk to me about his greatness and what he meant to you. I mean, again, one of the greatest hitters. I mean, to me, it was like when Kobe called me and recruited me to the Lakers. Like when you get the guy wanting you on the team, similar to you with Tony Gwynn. What did that mean to you, and what kind of relationship did you guys have?
Freedom. I had freedom. Because the first day I got there, grab me by my shirt, come with me.
How much older is he?
Tony is probably 6 years.
Okay.
6 years, yeah, 6, 7 years. Called me, let's go. I went in the cage, we started talking. He said, what's your philosophy in hitting? I say, see ball, hit ball. He said, that's what I like to hear. Nobody's in here overthinking the game. See ball, hit ball, attack fastball. So now he was showing me a drill that he was on the left side on his right hip. And he was showing me how he can get to that ball right off his right hip. And then he put it on my hip. I couldn't do it.
Really?
I couldn't do it.
But you had earlier in your career, you were too fast through the zone earlier.
Yes.
Okay.
And so I was going around it. He was going through it.
Okay.
And then he was showing me the technique to that. He said, every time you hitting off the tee, I want you to visualize the pitcher's forehead and draw it right down the line to the tee. And when I started doing that, my visual got tightened. Now you can't fool me. So now I'm starting to pick up these little traits and these little nuggets he's giving me. And I could just go out there and just flat hit without even thinking about it. But once I started understanding
the art of
what I was doing, like he was showing me the art to it, the mastery to it, the dedication to it. Like, you just hit 2 home runs yesterday, but we back to work again today.
What is his work ethic like?
He's probably there before anybody shows up to the park. He shows up at 1:30, 2 o'clock every single day for a 7 o'clock game. And just get his preparations all set. He got the field to himself. He'll go and work in the cage first, and then he got the field to himself. And I just watch this man every day. And I said, I want to be that dedicated to my art. And when I started working with him, the dedication started coming to me. Now I started getting more greedier, more hungry. I didn't gravitate to lazy people. I didn't gravitate to guys take shortcuts. I don't want nothing to do with them. We had nothing in common. And now I'm on a different level So
he's mentally unlocking a whole nother side of you.
Another side of me that I didn't know about. And I'm telling you, every day I watch this man hit, it inspired me to be great. And it did. And that's my biggest flex.
That's amazing.
You know, batting championship with Tony Gwynn as your teammate.
On your team. Rest in peace to the great Tony Gwynn.
Rest in peace.
The crime dog, Fred McGriff.
Yeah.
Talk to me about Fred.
Oh, man. He was a legend back in Tampa.
Okay.
And him and my uncle used to go at it. And that's where I discovered Fred. I was like that little young kid soaking it all up, watching these two battle. And one thing about Fred, he didn't back down from nobody. And we had the baddest park on the planet. Bama Heights Little League is the baddest place on the planet. And we had Floyd Yeomans, we had top guys. You know, we had a bunch of guys to get drafted. But one thing about him, it was just like second to none. And that's why I was like, when you look at the whole totality of Doc, Fred McGriff, that's when it started. That shows kids like us, we can make it too, because these guys made it.
Did you see it?
And that's you got to see it to believe it. And that's what they did for us, and they was approachable. And that's the most important thing.
93 to 98, Florida Marlins. You get a chance to go back to your home state. You win a ring in 97, Moises Alou, Edric Renteria, Kevin Brown, manager Jim Leland. What was it like, first and foremost, to go home and then win at home?
Man, that was a dream come true. But at the same time, I was having mixed emotions because I didn't want to leave Tony Gwynn. I didn't want to leave him. I thought that I wasn't even never thinking about a Hall of Fame. I wasn't thinking about none of that stuff. I was just thinking about just mastering this game and dominating it for a long time. And whatever the chips is, that's what it is. But I cried when I got traded from San Diego. That's when Fred McGriff went to Atlanta, and I went to the Marlins because the Warner Brothers didn't want to pay.
Really?
And so, but that was fine. But I was going home. That's what kind of helped. And when I got there, we was awful. Inaugural team, no superstars. We had Benito Santiago. We had him. But he wasn't.
He was older though, right?
Yeah, he was older. And basically, now I got to go back to being patient again, not knowing that you're not going to win.
Yeah.
But how do you motivate yourself to win? So now, Dave Dombrowski called me upstairs and like, hey, you're going to win in 5 years.
He told you that?
He told me that. And I didn't believe him. But I'm looking at the roster, I'm like, ain't no way we win it in 5 years. But be patient. So what he was trying to get me to do and understand is not go off in the media because of the frustration of losses and things like
Buy
that.
in.
Just lead. Lead these guys. And that's what I bought into.
Were you a natural leader? You led by example? Did you lead by your voice? What kind of leader were you?
Basically, I turned into the all kind of leader.
The all around.
The all around.
And
because
who would you accredit that to?
I credit that to Darren Dalton.
Okay.
Darren Dalton and Dave Parker.
Okay.
And I kind of understood leadership from a different perspective. Like it's one way to lead, like Robert Yount, quiet, go about his business. You always see him working, and then you follow. But then you got the Dave Parkers in your face, making you laugh. Then when the game gets serious, boom, like that. So now you take a mixture of Darren Dalton, and all these guys and mix them together, then you start seeing the responses that you can get from your teammate by doing it first. See, I'm not gonna ask you to do something that I don't do.
Facts.
And once you start doing that, people start buying into you.
I like that.
Yeah.
So you get a chance to win at home. What is that like?
Man, that was a dream come true. My granddad was living at the time, Doc's dad, and he started it all. And it took me back to that moment. It's like when it all started. Like we all play for championship, but you know how difficult that is. And people take it for granted. Just because you're a great player, you're supposed to just automatically just go out there and win. And it takes a complete team to win a championship.
Absolutely.
That was like the icing on the cake for my career because I got that chip out the way. Now I can just focus on playing the game the right way, leading these guys. And then, if they keep the roster together, we're going to win more. And that's when I went to Florida, that's when you talk about going in your bag.
Okay.
I went in my bag deep because I knew we was going to win that year. I knew it.
That's big.
Yeah.
LA Dodgers didn't make the playoffs.
Right.
LA fans are a little different. How did you stay locked in? I mean, some of the names, Sean Green, Hideo Nomo.
Yeah.
Play with the current manager, Dave Roberts. What was your LA experience like?
It was wonderful, until it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? If you look at on the field, I outperformed everybody every year. And when I actually, I didn't even ask for the contract. I didn't ask for that. They offered it to me. They were like, we want to give you a lifetime contract. So I asked Harold Reynolds and I asked Peter Gammons, should I sign it? They was like, if you like being there, yeah, I think it'd be a great idea. So I go back and I had a meeting at my house, and I used to live in Bel Air Crest, right there. And
really nice.
Yes, really nice.
Really nice.
Yes. And all of a sudden they come over to my house, the ownership and everybody, and I'm not thinking nothing of it. I'm just thinking I'm performing.
How old are you at this time?
I'm
early 30s?
Yes, I'm probably 27.
Okay, so
somewhere in there.
Late 20s.
Yeah, late 20s. And next thing you know how when you're balling out, you just locked in. And I'm LA is growing on me. It's a big city for a country boy, Yeah. So here I am, putting up the numbers, and next thing you know, they want to offer a contract, and they're sitting in my house. And then they say, well, what if we don't do it? That wasn't even part of the conversation. Like, why did we get to this point?
Right.
Then everything blew up from there. And I told them, you're going to have an unhappy Dodger like that. Because now you got me thinking this.
Playing with my emotions.
You playing with my emotions. Yeah. And so I said, okay, no problem. I went out, still performed. They said, you have to go out here and you got to start playing defense better. I said, okay. I only threw out 25 runners.
Only.
So now I'm going to throw them out now. I'm showing them I have the whole package. They said, we'll come back to the table next year. So now I did all of that. Coming third in MVP again. Scott Boras is my agent at the time. Next thing you know, they said, we're not giving you a deal. And that's when all the verbiage started happening on their end first.
Oh, okay.
And then that's when I started letting them have it. Because you ain't gonna back me down. And because now I had just got married, 98. just got married, and my wife was so scared. Like, because, you know, just your husband,
Yeah,
new
it's a lot.
husband,
Yeah.
and 60,000 people getting ready to boo him on opening day.
That's tough.
So she drove me to the park, and she had all gospel music going. I looked at her, I said, you nervous, ain't you?
Yeah.
She was like, kind of. I say, you can't serve God and have fear.
I like that.
I said, you can't do that at the same time. And that's what I could see that relax. Get in the game. Soon as I touched the field, the whole place booing me. I love every bit of it, right?
Just ate it up.
They walk me. Fly ball hit to me, they boo, I catch it, throw it. Next at bat, they walk me. Next at bat, they walk me. Game's zip. 0-0. They made one mistake.
That's all it took.
They pitched to me in the 8th inning, and when I came up, boom, dead center. You should have saw this place erupt. And I come back to the dugout. Now, this is right where this is my sweet spot. So now I'm running around the bases like I'm just thinking about the things I'm finna do. You know?
I'm about to act the ass.
Like, what am I gonna do, right?
Yeah.
But it just, something came over me when I got to home plate. I wasn't focused on them per se no more. I just knew where it was coming from. And I just did this here, and I just did that. And when I went in, you know, it's a long run to the dugout. So I run, my team out there mobbing me, they're all excited. I sit down, the crowd's still going crazy. They won't stop. So now,
curtain call,
all my teammates, go out there. I say, nope, not doing it. They're like, man, please go out there, please go out there. Everybody putting their arm around me, man, just go get the curtain calls. Nope, I ain't doing it. I say, they messing with a dog.
Come on now.
I say, they messing with a dog. Keep the same energy.
Come on.
And then all of a sudden, one of my teammates that I respect a lot came to me and said, Gary, just please do it for me. And I said, you know what? I'll do it for you.
Can you share his name?
And I got up.
You don't have to.
Yeah.
Okay, don't do it.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
You got up,
yeah.
He got you up though.
Yeah, he got me up because see, that was a lot for me to do.
Okay. Because
you can't come at me and boo me.
Right.
And then I'm gonna just let it go that easy.
Right.
I keep the same energy for life.
He said for life.
Yes. And so now that got me to move. And that's what I learned something about myself too. You know, I can let stuff go. Because before I couldn't. Like if I got an altercation with you, we're gonna do this every day.
Every time I see you.
Every time I see you on site.
What are your thoughts? Because obviously I think you get painted in a bad picture, and you played in a time where you had a voice, but it wasn't a social media era. So you just kind of had to take the bullshit that's not true, but you don't have a platform. Like how frustrating was that for you at times? You
know, like as we get older, we speak a little better. That's what I always say. You know, I'm a very country, you know, and I speak with country grammar. And so when you speak, and somebody that don't understand your culture or where you're from, they'll take what you said and write what they thought they heard.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And now all of a sudden you're having to explain, I didn't say that. And now social media now would have benefited me because we can clarify everything.
I could talk right to you.
Right.
This is what I said.
This is exactly what I said. Yeah. So now here I am having to clean up what somebody said I said. So I finally got to a point where I said, you know, I'm gonna stop cleaning it up. I'm gonna own it. Now I'm gonna be what you expected me to be, which that's immature as well. Yeah. And so these are all the things I'm learning along the way about myself. Do I want to engage in this foolishness and stay on this childish stuff? Or do I want to I'm a married man now. Yeah. You know, act like it.
It's easier said than done though, especially in the moment, especially at the age you were at too. Because it's just like, man, you don't fuck with me, fuck y'all.
Right, because I'm good at what I do. Right. And you're on my lawn messing with me. Right. You know, I'm telling you in spring training, I'm gonna be the best player on the field. 90 times of the time, I'm gonna be the best player on the field. And that's just how it goes, and that's how I look at it. And if I don't have that belief, you know, I tell my kids the same thing. If you don't believe in yourself like that, it's not gonna happen.
Who's gonna believe in you?
Yeah.
Atlanta Braves, loaded team.
Yeah.
Maddux, Glavine, Smoltz. We just had DJ right before you came in.
Right.
He said he felt that Smoltz was the best out of those three.
Yep.
You agree?
Hands down.
Really?
Hands down. And that's where the Atlanta Braves went wrong, by not putting the ball in his hand in the most important parts of the game, like the the deciding game.
The big games.
The big game. Because he had overpowering stuff. Greg Maddux and Glavine was perfect for the long haul, the long season. So you remember, Smoltz used to go out of the bullpen and he just start. So he got injured more because he had to do all those things. But for his stuff and the person that you didn't want to see was him.
Playing with Chipper and a young Andruw Jones, what was that like?
That was awesome, man. That was one of those things where I thought that we're going to win a bunch of championships here. But once again, I get there, and then all of a sudden, they said they didn't want to pay me. Now, remember I told you I got gears I can go to. But once you decide that you ain't going to take care of me, well then, I'm just here to do what I'm supposed to do and keep it moving. And that's what I did.
What up, y'all? I partner with Draftkings, and they've done some stuff you guys got to check out. The Pick 6 Stat Slice is the new way to give you a better shot at hitting your picks and cashing out with Draftkings Pick 6. Pick 6 slices down one player's stat line to give you an even better shot at hitting your pick. It's the perfect way to try and nail your pick set. There's no opt-in, no catch. It's easy. Just open the app, snag your slice, and lock in. There's a new player every week, but the slice is only hot for a limited time, so don't miss it. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app today with the new special offer. Remember to use my promo code SMOKE when signing up. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Yankees, 04 to 06, Jeter, A-Rod, Mariano, a part of an unfortunate 04 collapse. First and foremost, what was it like playing for the Yankees, and then take me to the 04 ALCS?
When I got there, I had a perception of the Yankees that this is easy money. Well, look at all these guys on this team, and you add me to it, it's automatic. And when I started seeing the politicking part of it, the other side, that's when I said, okay, I got it. Because I'm an observer. I'm an only child. I notice everything.
Pay attention.
And I pay attention. And when I got there, I saw the dysfunction right away. And it came from, I guess A-Rod had made a statement about Jeter a long time ago. And you could feel the tension. I mean, every single day you can feel it. So even to the point where they had to make them go to have a lunch and try to make it like they was cool.
It was forced.
But as teammates, we knew something was off. And I was just like, man, we got to fix this, like the relationship. And I was thinking, why would they have a bad relationship based on what he said? But I could see what, it made Jeter upset. And now we're walking in that as a team and we're struggling. And when we got A-Rod, they had me hitting fifth. That ain't my natural position. I should be hitting third because I don't strike out. And now Joe Torre didn't talk to me for 2 months when I first got there because he wanted Vladimir Guerrero, which was 5 years younger, which I understood that. But I also told him, you ain't gonna know the difference in the numbers. I don't care how old you is and how old I am, but I'm just telling you.
Straight up.
Because that's when the reporters started attacking me, in spring training, because I had made a statement. You can write down 300, 30, and 100, and 100 walks. You can write it down now.
Right now.
So when I made that statement, the New York media try to act, some of the guys try to act tough. And they didn't like the fact that I told them what I was going to do. And I went out and did it.
Where's the lie at?
That's it.
Where's the lie?
That's it.
The art of hitting.
Yeah.
You still feel like you can hit a fastball today, 100 miles an hour?
No.
No. Okay.
No, I'm going to be honest with you, no.
See, Barry said it's like riding a bike.
Barry ain't going to hit nothing. Barry's 60-something years old. He ain't going to hit nothing. That's my dog. He called me on the way over here.
Did he?
Yeah, he talked highly of you guys.
Appreciate it.
No, he ain't going to hit nothing.
Nothing?
No, yeah.
Can you break down, he gave us a unique breakdown of when he steps in the box, what he's looking for. Can you give, when you're in the box?
Well, it's a technique that I came up with, with Tony Gwynn and kind of like developing something bigger for me. And it's basically if I focus on your head, I don't worry about your deceptive pitching style. So if I keep my head focused on that tunnel and I draw a straight line to home plate, that's my tunnel vision, and I put you in that box. And so I can easily define if the ball is in or away because I'm looking right down the middle. But my direction of hitting is right center.
Okay.
So all my alignment's in place. Now with the different arm angles, and I focus on your forehead, now that strike zone gets smaller for me. And then that's what I used to hit down the tunnel.
It's great. The art.
And what happens in that as well, 98 becomes 93.
Really slows down.
That way 100 becomes 95.
It slows down for you.
Yeah, it slows down. Yeah.
Smartest pitch you ever faced?
Greg Maddux. Yeah, that's without a question. He's a genius. And because the thing is, Greg used to play these games with you, like he tried to speed you up, to slow you down, to speed you up. No. See, when you understand hitting, you never let somebody slow you down. You stay sped up so you're not late. Okay? Now, I'm gonna let certain balls get deeper, but everything else, but lower half is the same. So Greg Maddux like to throw a backdoor, like Pedro Martinez. They like to throw that backdoor sinker to get you leaking out over the plate so they can bust you inside. I never took the bait on that. I was like one of those guys where I'm not even worried about inside. I dare you to come in here. You see, I want to react to what you're doing inside here opposed to me anticipating that. Because if I anticipate in, I'm going to, like I told you, I'm too quick.
Too quick to
and I've hit balls foul. I don't even know how I do that. You know what I mean? Like
500-foot foul balls.
Yeah, when I hit it, I'm like, and then I look where it goes, over the dugout and out the stadium. I'm like, I don't even know how I did that. So that's why I have to always let the ball back up and get deep on me because I have to trust my hands and everything works and operate after that.
I love it. Take a look at this clip.
Pedro says, all right, I'm going to pitch right away. And Sheffield's like, whoa, time. I wasn't fully ready. Pedro knew that. Or he's just messing with Pedro. They're messing with each other. So pitch hasn't been thrown yet. Sheffield wags his bat. First pitch, it's going to be a breaking ball on the outside, doesn't get the strike, brings it a little in, gets the strike, goes back outside, doesn't get the chase, and then he's going to throw another one outside. Hot shot, foul ball, almost hits Luis Sojo, who skips over it. It's corralled over there. He has a big laugh, chain, smiling, having fun. Ooh, little shimmy. And then we go back where Sheffield wags the best time. A late time call in Pedro's delivery again, and Pedro's like, fuck that. This is a first inning. He says, screw that. Curveball? No. Whatever that is, no. Outside fastball? No. Changeup? No. Inside fastball? Yes, please. And then rears back and hits him.
Oh, yeah.
He says, don't be doing that to me.
Yeah.
Not to me. You don't want to do that. I don't care if I was messing with you. I'm telling you, you don't want to do that to me. I'm telling you, dog. You don't want to do that to me. Even though I was messing with you, you don't want to do it to me. Here's both of them. What Pedro was doing while Sheffield was talking to him, just blankly staring at him. I don't give a fuck. I'm Pedro Martinez. I'm tiny, but on this mound, I am huge. He never hit him again, so that's something.
You know, when I see that, I remember it so well. Bernie Williams put me up to that.
Okay.
And Bernie Williams said, you want to piss Pedro off? I said, I would love to piss him off. Because, you know, at the time, I didn't like him as a player. But as I got to know him, you know, he's a great guy.
Yep.
But when we're competing, he's one of them guys you love to be on his team, but you hate him on the other side. And so that's how Era played. We didn't fraternize a lot. And so Bernie said, if you want to piss him off, just step out the box. I said, as a matter of fact, I'm going to do it 2 or 3 times. That's what I had in my head, right? So I said, now if he hit me, I'm going to go up there and I'm going to drop him on his shoulder. And that's what I was thinking. And I stepped out the box the first time. I knew it pissed him off. And I knew when he threw that first curveball, I said, he's going to hit me. I said, now I'm going to do it again. Stepped out again. He throws another curveball. And it was already set up to where Ryan, anybody knows about baseball. And when somebody trying to hit you, they know they're going to throw a breaking ball away first and then may do it again to set you up to drill you like he did. But when I was going to first base, I was saying to myself, Pedro knows how I act out here on the field. If he make any gesture, his lips move or his eyes move or anything move and say anything, I'm coming like a raging bull. And as you notice, he just stared because he's heard my interviews before. Yeah. Because I tell him, you don't get to hit me for free. And if I look at you and stare at you, if you even indicate something, I'm coming. And that's how I decide when I charge and when I don't.
Hell, how many times did you charge in your career?
I don't even remember. A lot.
A lot?
A lot. Yes. Okay, if you want to be bad, okay, well, I'm going to find out.
Let's see how bad.
Let's see.
Let's see how
And
bad.
I'm not trying to be a tough guy. I just play the game the way I play the game. And I don't, and anything get in the way, just a problem. And so when he did that, as you can see, he didn't want none. He didn't want that.
No problems.
None.
The PED era, you played through that.
Yep.
Thoughts on just the era and where baseball was at that time?
Well, everybody say McGuire and Sammy Sosa saved the game. I don't think they saved the game. You know, I mean, that was a wonderful thing that they did, but the game was going to be fine. Baseball is always going to be fine. It's like you go through ups and downs, through strikes and things like that, and then you have people pissed off at the game. But the game will eventually come back. But that was a great segment way to say they saved the game, which if that's what you want to call it. But during that era, you had to be a dog. You had to be a dog every day. And this is why Jim Leland was so important to me, because he's the first manager that ever asked for something from me, for the team. I need you to be the best player against their best player, everybody we play. And I said, wow, I ain't never had nobody ask me that.
That's a dope challenge.
But that was a good challenge for me. Now it had my focus. Now I got my undivided attention. So if I see a Barry Bonds come in town, I got to be better than Barry Bonds.
I'll play you.
And I know most people are going to say, how is that possible? Well, go look at our series and matchups. Go look at them head to head.
I love that. We definitely going to look
Yeah,
that up.
look at all the greats matchup, and they pitching their aces and whatever. Hey, that's all I'm saying.
Today's game you feel is watered down. What do you feel is missing?
Well, I say the game has gone in a different direction because of sabermetrics. I talked to John Smoltz for a long time, and he educated me on a lot of things that I knew but I didn't know. Now he has the insight of it because he's doing the interviews with the players. It's not the players' fault. They're asked to swing at a certain count and get off their A swing because the computer says that 98% of the time this guy is going to do this during this count. And all of a sudden, if they do something different, you look like a fool and you're swinging and missing. So they're telling these kids when to swing, to get their A swing off, and that's why the strikeouts are up, because they're not thinking for themselves. If I want to make an adjustment and just try to make contact, nobody's doing that. That's why pitchers don't have problems with guys being on second and third less than 1 out or 2 outs, and they get out of it unscathed because strikeout.
Too many analytics are in the game instead of just the old school.
I don't think I would use the word too many.
Okay.
I think that you need to incorporate old
Balance.
school and balance it.
Okay.
You know, when you look at baseball now, the veteran player that should be making $5 to $10 million and still sticking around and performing and teaching these young guys certain things, he's gone. So now you see the hitting is come way down and pitching is up, but with the upwards of the pitching, a lot of arm problems. It's not sustainable.
Yeah.
So I just think they need to take sabermetrics, balance old
Yeah.
school with it to create magic.
I mean, I feel like that's NBA same thing. The analytics have you layups or threes.
Yeah.
No mid-range.
Yeah.
So.
Who wants to watch that?
But
I mean, I don't know if this young generation like that style or not, but I know for me, I want to see something going on. I want to see a triple. I want to see a guy bunt. And that's why I say how to neutralize this velocity. You got to bring back old school way of playing the game. And I guarantee you that'll neutralize that velocity because if you bring in athletes and speed, guys bunt, make that guy that's throwing 100 have to feel his position, they can't do it. So now when you keep that kind of pressure on them, I'll wipe this the way they play now, I'll put a team together and wipe the floor with it. Yeah.
500 home runs, over 2,500 hits.
Yeah.
Not in the Hall of Fame.
Right.
How much does that hurt? Does it bother you at this point? Do you say, fuck it? Where's your mind at? Your numbers meet the criteria, but you're not there.
Well, I understand why they did this because they've been trying to get me for 22 years and they couldn't. And this is why I always tell people about me. If you dislike so much what I used to say and the things I used to do, then how did I make it 22 years? Because see, I'm not what you're saying I am. But see, you want the public to believe that. But you ain't never heard one teammate ever say anything about me as a player and as a person. Because one thing about me, I told you about different kind of leadership roles you have to learn. And that over time, you get better at it. Like the most racist player that's on my team, me and him will get along perfect. Because I force him to talk. I force him to be real with me because I'm going to be real with you. So I tell you the things that you can't do around me. You can't use racist jokes. You can't, like certain things I let you know up front. Don't cross that line with me. Because it's going to be a problem. So now we become best friends. Now the locker room is better from that.
Absolutely.
And that's called leadership. And that's what it's all about. And so like our generation and our era, all of this stuff was predicated on this. Everybody talk about this era and try to use it as a steroid era. But it wasn't everybody doing that.
There's so much more than that.
It's so much more than that. And so that's why I say, when it comes to me in the Hall of Fame and all that, I know where it's predicated on. And I know it's all about this is their shot to get back at me.
Barry Bonds, you guys used to train together.
Yep.
What was that like? What'd you learn from him?
Well, I had just got married, like I told you, and I made LA my home for the off season, so I didn't have no training partners, and my routine got compromised because I'm not going back to Florida. So Scott Boras suggested I go work out with Barry Bonds.
Up north?
Up in San Francisco. And actually, Barry wasn't even there when I got there because he was in Aspen skiing. And when I first got there, I discovered I had to have surgery on both of my legs. I didn't know it.
What was wrong?
I had cysts in the back of my legs.
Oh, really?
And Dr. Teen.
Behind your knees?
Behind my knees.
Damn.
And Dr. Teen, he performed the surgery. So when Barry showed up, I was in 2 casts.
Damn.
Like in both legs. And so, but they said in about 3-4 weeks, I'll be fine.
Okay.
And so I go in the gym, but when I got the cast off, I asked Barry, I said, how do you come back from knee injuries? Because I know you had knee injuries. He said, you got to start training right away. So I was like, okay. So I went in the gym and I did some squats. And I was doing squats. And then all of a sudden my stitches burst open.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it burst open. And then all of a sudden the trainers kept putting this cream stuff on it. And they just kept rubbing it down. And then they taped it up. And I went to the doctor and I went and got stitches put back in. And then after that, all of a sudden, I started training with Barry, and then Barry started, like leaving me in the morning, because this is all part of his game of making me, get up early and mentally tough and all this type of stuff. So I was going through that, and then I was like, I'm not with this, and I left. And next thing you know, I get a call that I got to go testify, against Barry Bonds. And I'm like, whoa. So now I lawyer up, I go down there and testify. I was on the stand for probably 3 questions, and that was it. And so now all of this stuff comes back full circle. And when I look at this stuff, that decision of going to work out with him may have cost me more than I thought.
What was the cream they was putting on you?
I don't know. I don't know. Damn. Don't know. But the thing is that when you're in a gym, what could they possibly be putting on you?
Yeah.
So they put it on there. I went back to the doctor, got stitches, and then the rest is history. Now they got testing in place. So now everybody want to see what you made of now. Nothing changed.
Right.
My number's still the same.
It's still staying.
Still staying. Same stuff.
Quick hitters, first thing to come to mind. Best singular pitch you saw as a batter. Who's cutter, splitter, curve, fastball?
Darryl Cowell. You
I
remember him?
Yeah, I do remember him.
This guy had one of the tightest breaking balls you want to see. And I mean, it's like it break 3 times. It goes up, then it go at your head, then it goes left. And that's how I felt. But so that guy, I used to have to try to set him up to throw that pitch because I knew he was, but I just ain't know when.
When it was coming.
So that's the only player out of all the guys I faced that I sit on breaking ball. Yeah.
Craziest clubhouse story you could share. DJ told us one about women fighting in the family room, someone's girl, and you got any clubhouse stories you could share with us?
Well, I don't know if he'll be mad I shared this, but I think a couple guys have shared this story about Greg Maddux.
Okay.
And Greg Maddux has this thing where he likes to get in the shower, and then all of a sudden, you know how guys be washing their hair, and he just keep pouring shampoo over there. You keep like, why is it not coming out? Because your eyes closed.
Yeah.
But he used to take it farther. He liked to pee on your feet.
He like to pee on your feet.
Yeah, and I gave him a look that if you do it,
it's gonna be a problem.
I'm gonna kill you up in there. I'm gonna kill you. I don't play by it like that. So he used to do those type of things, and you know, like some guys they'll go take a number 2 about this long, and they'll leave it in the toilet. It's all kinds of crazy things, man. We got some food like
For real.
So all kinds of stuff.
Worst ballpark you ever played in?
Worst ballpark. County Stadium, Milwaukee. I was playing shortstop there, and it was so cold, and we were playing Toronto Blue Jays, and I think it was Jesse Barfield was hitting, and I look up, and I could see cars passing by in the freeway. So now, because I'm distracted, because it's so cold, and then it's like little flakes on the ground like snow. He hit a ball to me at short, and all I did is watch the line. Ball just came to me, and when I tell you one of the worst stadiums, this is Milwaukee, and it's outdoors, and it's freezing.
Freezing cold.
And underneath, piss-infested cages, and we're talking about big leagues. And that's what I started up in. So yeah.
So thankfully it only got better.
Yeah, they got a new one now, so it's a lot better. Yeah.
Bench clearing brawl. Who are 3 former teammates you're taking with you?
Oof. Rob Deere.
Rob Deere. I ain't heard that name.
Yeah.
In a minute.
Rob Deere, Glenn Braggs,
Yeah.
and Don Baylor.
Don Baylor.
Those 3 right there undefeated.
Throwing hands, huh?
Yes. those 3 undefeated right there.
Current best player in Major League Baseball you feel?
Normally I would say Mike Trout, but he's having a rough time of late. The best player now is Ohtani.
Did you ever think you would see someone like him in the major leagues?
You know what's so funny about that? I thought I was going to see it a long time ago.
Oh, okay.
Because that's what we did.
Everyone played everything growing up. Yep.
And it's just that once you got there,
Specialized.
then they start making you do this or that. Now, I'll tell you a story. When I got drafted, on my bubblegum card, it says pitcher shortstop. So I went to the bullpen in the Helena, Montana when the game got ready to start. And I had a pitching toe on and my uncle's pitching glove. And they was yelling down there because I just flew in. Remember I told you I got the minor leagues late.
Yep.
So I get down there, I'm thinking I'm doing both. So I said, well, since I'm a little late, I probably just pitched today. But they was like, you're not a pitcher, you're a shortstop. And I said, oh, because I didn't run bases. I didn't do none of that in high school because I either hit a home run or they'll walk me and they'll just pitch run for me because I had to pitch.
Right.
So it was like, I didn't know what I was.
Yeah.
But when you look at Ohtani, what separates him, I think, from anybody that would ever try to do this is the velocity he throws. He throws 100.
Still in the 100.
And he's that good with the bat. So now I knew I couldn't match the bat. But we're talking about the pitching, that's a different level stuff.
Monster. One at bat in your career, there's a lot of them that stood out. Your favorite at bat?
Oh, wow. The one that stood out was us getting to the World Series. We were playing the San Francisco Giants, and it goes back to the GOAT. When you're talking about Barry Bonds out there as the GOAT, you got to get past this man. And he's having a decent series. And I come up in the 8th inning, I think, and they had a closer in, Hernandez. And if I don't come through here, we're going to lose because Barry's going to make sure of that. You know, and I hit this ball up a tank to put us ahead by 2. Now Barry's coming up, so we're not fearing him as much because we got a 2-run lead and we win that game. That was like my highlight of my career because it's like we stopped the GOAT from getting to the World Series. And that was the only mission, you know.
So Barry's your GOAT?
He's the GOAT. He's the GOAT.
One guest you would like to see on All the Smoke?
One guest?
Baseball player.
Oof.
It's wide open. You're our 5th.
Let me see. Has Jazz Chisholm been on here?
Nah,
that's
dope.
a good one.
Hell yeah. That'd be dope.
Yeah, that's my son.
That's what's up.
That's what's
Okay,
up.
you might need to put that call in for us then, OG.
Oh, I make it happen.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Gary, man, we appreciate you. Again, huge fan of you growing up, and it's an honor to be able to sit down and talk to you today, man. Continued success and luck, and best of luck to your son.
Appreciate you,
Appreciate
brother.
you, bro. Yeah. That's a wrap. Gary Sheffield.
Yes,
you can catch this on All the Smoke Productions YouTube and the Draftkings Network. We'll see y'all next week.